Good evening, everyone. I realize I'm the last thing standing between you and the drinks and food afterwards, so I try to be as concise as possible. My name is Fred. I'm the co-founder and CTO of Alpic, the MCP hosting company. And tonight, I would like to share a few things with you about MCP and ChatGPT apps. This talk is packed with live demos, so I've praised the demo gods just before to make sure everything is working smoothly. I hope I will give you the best. Let's try with a quick round of hands. How many of you here have already played around with ChatGPT apps? Okay, a few hands. Okay. But a lot of hands were not raised up in the air, so I will start with a small demo of what are apps in ChatGPT. You can access them even with a free account easily with the apps tabs that you have on the side here. Apps is an extension of the ChatGPT conversation that you are already familiar with extended capabilities coming from various brands that brings into the conversation two things, discovery and UI. Discovery, because every time you start a new chat with the app, you have the possibility to try and find, just a little bit. You have the possibility to find brands you want to interact with. So for example, if I want to interact with Booking and ask, please help me find a suitable hostel for me and my wife next month in Athens, in Greece. Let's see if this works fine. Yeah. I have the ability to interact directly with Booking. So ChatGPT apps, the one I'm demonstrating here, is based on MCP. So MCP is powering the interaction that I'm currently having with Booking. And in addition to having just a broad text answer that, like I would usually have when I have a discussion with ChatGPT, I will have here, when it finishes, nice UI to display the available options for me to go to Athens next month. So this is coming from Booking MCP server that is powering the UI that is displayed here to help me choose an hostel. This is nice. If I click on any of those options, I will be directly redirected to Booking. But you can even power more nice features inside ChatGPT app, like with another one that we actually made at Alpic, which is a cottage application. Cottage is like Booking.com, but specifically for small cottages in the UK. So if I say that I want to go to Cornwall with my wife next week for 5 days, I should have nice options to go in Cornwall. I don't know Cornwall, so it might be a good place to be. In addition to having the small cards displaying the various options, like we see in Booking, I have the ability to power much richer experiences for users to interact with my services and products. And especially, I can go, for example, full screen. So here, I'm still inside ChatGPT, and what I have is a full screen experience. The only thing that are remaining from ChatGPT is the sidebar on the left, and the chat input that I have at the bottom always to be able to continue the experience. But Cottage here is powering through MCP a full screen experiences with me, giving me the option to navigate and click around and see what are the various options that are existing in Cornwall for my trip next week. And I can click around on the UI, or I can go inside the conversation and say, finally I want to go in Scotland. And what's nice here is that when I'm developing this application, I have the ability to react both to interaction of the user with the UI, or interaction of the user with the model through the conversation in order for it to update accordingly, if the Wi-Fi wants to go this way. Yeah, here we go. So we're in Scotland now. This opens up a brand new world of opportunities in terms of app development. It's not mobile application development, it's not web application development, it's AI application development. And it's a whole new ecosystem with its own codes and its own premises. And when we saw that at Alpic, we thought to ourselves, well, there is a lot of tool missing to help developers out there build this kind of application. And so we went out and we started working on a small GitHub project called Skybridge. Skybridge is an open source framework written in TypeScript for developers to build those new kind of AI application. Skybridge works both in ChatGPT and Claude. All the demonstrations I just shared with you are also available in Claude AI. And it brings a few different things that were missing. First of all, a development environment for you to be able to have all the comfort of what we find already existing in the application development world, or whether it be mobile or web. It gives you typings, especially from the MCP server up to the UI that is presented to the user, to make sure that you don't introduce regression or bugs in your application. It gives you convenient API, especially for those that are used to working in React environments, with convenient hooks to interact with this new host environment. It gives you a full set of tools to ensure synchronization between what the context, what the model knows about where the user is currently navigating, and what the UI actually shows and displays to the user. And all of this is packaged into Skybridge, and I'm going to share with you a quick demo of how you can build your app starting tonight straight away. Just before we go into the demo, we have nice outfits, which are those masks. If you want to enter a lottery and get a chance to win one, that's very easy. You just have to scan this QR code. It's going to bring you to the GitHub repository of Skybridge. Just have to give us a star, and I will do a random lottery at the end of this talk, and draw someone from the attendance, and I will give you a mask. So go ahead, scan the QR code, give us a star. It helps us get known out there. I will give you the opportunity to win a mask. So I will show it again during the Q&A at the end. If you missed it, don't worry. It's very simple to build a Skybridge application. It's just a single command that's called create Skybridge. I will zoom in a little bit. When I start this command, it's going to ask me if I want to bring in the skills that we've developed together with Skybridge. So in order to help you build those kind of new applications, we thought to ourselves, okay, we don't want to let people in the wild and figure it out by themselves. So we built skills that are built into Skybridge to help your coding agents build those new kind of applications. I will go ahead and install them. It's going to clone the repository where the skills are located. I have a few agents already selected to be installed for this skill. I want to install the skill in the project using symlinks, and I want to proceed with the installation. Now I want to download all the dependencies of Skybridge and start the project right away. So it was very easy to start. I just have to press enter a bunch of times. You can bring that yourself. After it's installed the dependency, it's starting for me a new Skybridge project, which is available as an MCP server, because all this new AI technology is powered by MCP on localhost 3000/MCP. And I also have a local development environment that is available on localhost 3000. So let's have a look at this one. Okay. So here I am inside the development environment of a new running project generated with Skybridge. The example project that is being generated is one that is using a small Magic 8-ball demonstration where you can ask any question that you want, and we get a predefined list of answers. So there is an MCP tool with a single tool, one to ask a question and get a response. And if I ask anything, like, are you okay? I have the possibility to trigger a tool called to my local MCP server, which will generate an answer, in this case, yes. And it will, if I have registered a UI part of MCP app on my tool, generate the corresponding UI and display it for me to be able to interact with it. What is shown here is the UI part of what is running on my server. let's have a closer look at what it looks like. So it's inside here, and it's called Demo Bay. So I will zoom in a little bit for you to see also. Inside the generative project, I have two big parts that are important. The web part, which contained all the widgets that are being displayed in order to provide UI into my conversation, and the server part, which is basically the code of the MCP server itself. As you can see here, I have an able that displays the question I ask and the answer that the able is returning. Anytime I want, I can, for example, change the code that is here and say, it's not the answer of the MCP server anymore that is displayed, it's what I just typed in. And as you can see inside the development environment, I have hot module reload, which is the ability to change code and see the effect of the code changing right away in a development environment. This sounds like I'm saying something that should not be a problem anymore in 2026. Developing AI application, especially in ChatGPT environment, was problematic because of this lack of hot module reload capabilities powered through the existing MCP server out there. So that's one of the main reasons why we started working on Skybridge. It was the development environment was lacking this kind of features that were already that should have been there from the beginning. So we're very happy to be able to provide this kind of feature. Magic 8 Ball is very nice as an example, but it's not a full-blown app. And I want to try to go ahead and show you what the skin is actually capable of doing, trying to generate a much more complex application. So let's see. I want to build the ChatGPT app that will help me learn new capitals in Europe. This app should be able to center a map on the capital I'm asking for. Whenever I interact with the map, I want it to go full screen. And when I click on any of the capitals, I want a side panel on the right displaying additional information about the capital. For the purpose of this demonstration, don't ask me anything about the implementation. Go straight away and implement the application. Yeah, because we crafted a lot of thought into the skill. And one thing that we learned is that it's better to figure out with the developer what it wants to achieve before actually starting the implementation. It should go ahead and do a bunch of modification. While it does that, there are a few things I want to share with you. First of all, I want to show you that the development environment I was sharing with you is also working inside ChatGPT. So if I start Tunnel with a solution like ngrok, but you can do it with Cloudflare Tunnel as well, and we are working on a Tunnel solution in Alpic to help you do that. You can expose your local environment and see what it will look like if you take a look inside ChatGPT. So I was in ChatGPT showing some applications that are already published in the store, but if you are a developer, you can actually add your own application. And I will create one right now. As you can see, I have a few development applications available there. This part of the demo is always a bit tricky because Cloud is doing some modification, Cursor is doing some modification on my code base and trying to connect to it at the same time with ChatGPT. It doesn't work all the time very well. So let's say this is capitals of Europe. And I try to go ahead, I understand the danger associated with what I'm doing. I will try to go ahead and, oh no, I should have said no authentication. Yes, I know. So I'm trying to connect with it. ChatGPT is going to reach out to my server and see if there are tools available. And if they are, it's going to add the server. It's just the capital of Europe. I have two of them, and I believe it's the one with a small letter that I should use. I will do that in a new chat. So here, if I go ahead and interact, not with this one, of course. Sorry, usually I have a standalone mic. It's much easier to type in with two hands than with one hand. So I can ask, show me Berlin. We'll see if you're already implemented. The various tools available to be able to to roam around in Europe. Oh, I still have the 8 ball. Perfect. Should we Berlin? No. Very good. And what's nice here is that if I remove what I changed and we go back to the answer, I have the hot module reload also working inside ChatGPT, which was a pain in the ass to develop, so please appreciate. We keep it working at the moment, so it's still figuring out what to implement. Perfect. Another thing that I can share with you is you've worked in your local environment, you've come up with a new idea of app, you've tested it, it's working fine. You started your tunnel, you tested it in ChatGPT, it's working fine. Now you want to share it with the world. Good things comes to those wait because we have solutions for sharing your application with the world. Skybridge comes packaged with a deploy command that you can run anytime to deploy your ChatGPT app built with Skybridge on Alpic. I would say yes, go ahead, that's perfectly fine to use this. There is no existing project that I want to link it to. I will call this application demo. It's not 24, it's there, and what my terminal is doing now is interacting with Alpic to start a new project and deploy it for the first time. If I take a look on Alpic, here is my personal environment. I have the new demo project that has just been created through the command line, and I see that my deployment is ongoing. I already have a URL that I can use to share this application with other developers that will make the application available for anybody, plus playground URL that I can use to play around with the MCP server once it will be deployed. We'll go back to that just after. I have the list of deployment. Every time I push on my GitHub repository, a new deployment is triggered. I have analytics to see who is interacting with my MCP server. I have the playground that just made a request. That's why I have one request. Logs of my server. I can deploy multiple environments if I want production, staging, development environment. And I can distribute it to OpenAI and Cloud, and we help you throughout that. Let me show you another one with a lot of information, especially for the analytics part. Victor and Christophe were saying a lot about it. Context budget management is something to really take care about. We provide in the analytics way for you to understand how much tokens are being consumed every time your tools are being listed by ChatGPT, Cloud, or any other client. We also provide information about the quantity of tokens that are being consumed every time you answer to a specific tool, so that you can see over time if this increase or decrease, and make sure to react accordingly if you want your user to still have correct experiences. Let's see if, before I go to the question, if we finished implementing the stuff. Of course not. Usually this part of the demonstration is 50% chance of succeeding, depending on how fast it's moving along building the app. But trust me, it does work at building very good application. We've built a few at Alpic, and we continue on helping businesses out there building their ChatGPT app to be discoverable to users that are using ChatGPT. Thank you very much for your attention.